Weghorst to United talks accelerating. Obviously, we are getting sources coming in from Besiktas, and the player has really shown a lot of interest to come and play for Manchester United. He doesn't want to miss out on this opportunity, so his agent is into talks with a team called Besiktas and Burnley to see to it that this deal comes to materialization, because it looks like Erik ten Hag wants this deal to be done as soon as now, not even tomorrow, but he wants that deal be done as soon as now. Then Harry Maguire reports that he's going to Aston Villa have been rubbished and they've died a natural death. So don't even think about it. But we're going to come out and really talk about it a little bit and throw more light about it, because Samuel Lucas, a correspondent of United for the Manchester Evening News, has gone ahead to throw a little bit of more light to what is being considered for Harry Maguire to leave Manchester United and go to a side called Aston Villa. Then there is the game of United that we are supposed to play against Crystal Palace when the Queen died, and it was really not played. It has been rescheduled and it's going to be played in January, and I'm going to let you know about the latest news and information about everything that United is all about going to experience. So smash the like button, comment and share. And if you're totally watching us for the very first time, lower right bottom corner, that's the place to be. Rokan David is my name. We want to hit 10,000 subscribers, and at the look of my subscriber number or subscriber count onto my channel, we are left with just 100 subscribers to hit 10,000 subscribers. Guys, be part of those 100 subscribers that are going to see us reach the 10,000 subscriber family on YouTube. Guys, don't you think it's going to be a very huge milestone that would have really hit? Guys, go ahead and subscribe and let me do my job, and I think you're going to do your job too of really subscribing. Now let's get into the story of Weghorst. Weghorst is really a player that came to the know of us that United is in further steps of re-signing him yesterday night, and we came up and broke that story onto the United Matters channel. Now we are having Fanatic is really a reporter coming in from Turkey, and you know what it means when a reporter coming in from Turkey gives you news concerning a player that plays in Turkey for Besiktas. Now he's telling us that Besiktas are expected to meet Weghorst's agent today. An agreement between Burnley and Besiktas is approaching, while Burnley paying them to make the move happen. Weghorst has told the Besiktas president he wants to move. Now, I think this time around, United have gone ahead to learn from the deals they've been doing way past that. Before you go out to do the needful, you have to go ahead and first test the waters, measure, go on and do the permutations of how can you easily execute a deal of a player that you want right now in this very tight situation, tight schedules for United, almost playing 2 games per a week for the next 1 or 3 months. That really calls in for reinforcing positions that are really lacking. Now, when you look at Weghorst, he's really a very good player that Ten Hag has identified over the rest that have been available, and others downplayed by their financial situation, leading them to Manchester United. So the agent is going to meet with Besiktas today to iron out a way of how they are going to really do this deal and let it happen, because his agent also wants to sell or get a player to Manchester United, because every time you have a player loaned or sold to a club like Manchester United, that means you are really improving on your reputation. Every player will be like to work with, will be wanting to work with you because of that deal that you did that sent your club to a big club, that sent your client to the big club, and that's what makes you a big agent. So this is something that the agent doesn't want to lose out. He wants his player to join Manchester United, and obviously they've held a meeting today. They're going to go out and iron out things to see how this comes to happen, because the player was loaned to Besiktas by Burnley with a buy clause of 10 million euros, and now they are really trying to iron out everything. And Weghorst has gone ahead to let Besiktas that I want to move to Manchester United. And you know what it means when a player wants to leave a club. We as United faced that toxic dressing room. Obviously, the player becomes toxic. Every time you really hold on to a player that wants to leave and you don't sell him, that really turns your dressing room into being toxic, and leaks are like leaks, and we know how that affected United's previous seasons. Now, we've been told by Photomark, also coming in from Turkey, that Weghorst absolutely does not want to miss this opportunity of Manchester United. He's on the verge of leaving and joining United. He told the club management that he wanted to leave. It will be clear in the next few days. And I told you, this deal has to happen before we play the game of Man City. I think 3 days before we play Man City. Ten Hag wants this player in, registered. After getting registered, he wants him to be part of the match squad because Anton Martial has been playing very many games. That's it. So, on Tuesday, we are playing a team called Charlton. Martial is going to lead the line. He's going to play like 60 or 55 minutes, and Ten Hag is going to take him off the pitch, meaning that he can't go out and play 90 minutes in the match of Man City because he is preserving him. But if at all Weghorst comes in through, he can go ahead and really stay on the pitch for so long because the manager will know that the next game I have another striker to start, not Anton Martial. And Ten Hag is a manager who is so much keen on the minutes a player plays. That's it. He calculates to see to it that he really puts the player in the right shape, to see to it that he reconditions very well, known to be teared down totally. That is what he's doing for Anton Martial, and he gets him on the field of play early enough such that he really recharges his batteries. That's it. So I believe Ten Hag wants to unlock the best out of Anton Martial by bringing in Weghorst, because Weghorst will do the needful to get this club to where it's supposed to be by really getting Anton Martial some resting time by rotating him very, very well. Now, we've been told by Cehun Kazanchi of Besiktas that Weghorst is currently our player. There is no return clause. Our contract expires at the end of the season. If United or any other team want him, they have to discuss first with Burnley, who will then contact us. So, United has to first contact Burnley, and Burnley will contact a team called Besiktas. But I believe that is something easy. It's a no-brainer for me. If at all United have gone ahead to express their interest publicly, those permutations were already made by United, weighed in, and now they know how this is going to come out to materialization. And you saw they went in for João Felix publicly, and it failed because their bid of 4 million euros of loan fee were already turned down by Atletico Madrid, meaning that they've gone public for another striker, and they know they are going to get this striker because they have the money for the loan fees, and maybe they can even promise to pay out for this player in the June transfer window that is really starting in the summer. So I believe we are going to get Weghorst unless otherwise things don't materialize to the level, because United are good at bottling deals. For that, we are known everywhere that we are good at really bottling everything. Then Cehun Kazanchi of Besiktas told us that we will then discuss the conditions. If we accept, the loan will be terminated. If we accept, the loan will be terminated. Otherwise, it will continue until the end of the season. He cannot leave like this. There will have to be compensation for us to accept. So, they are talking about compensation to a team called Besiktas. And I believe for Besiktas, they can really be compensated with some little amount of money that United has. That's it. So I believe Weghorst is coming to Manchester United, and I believe he's going to be signed permanently at Manchester United, though he's going to come in on a loan, but Ten Hag is going to sign him permanently at Manchester United because next summer, Ten Hag has to go in for another striker. And if at all he performs very well, he might tickle the mind of Erik Ten Hag and maybe say, all right, I'm having 2 center forwards. Should I bring another one? That will be in balance of Ten Hag and the board, because he needs 3 strikers, as he told us, because when one gets an injury, you are left with one, meaning that if Weghorst comes in through and performs very well, that will keep us in a debt or a deficit of just 1 striker. So if we are in a deficit of 1 striker, that means we can go in for Harry Kane, Victor Osimhen, which other strikers are available. There are the likes of Mitrovic's, Ivan Toney, you get João Felix. It depends on the current situation of the new owners. If at all they come in with real money bags, then they are really going to go out and really let United go to the next other level that everyone is dreaming about. So that is what we are getting in from Turkey. Talks of Weghorst to Manchester United are really lit. They are going on and they're accelerating and moving in the positive direction. But United is waiting for the talks between Burnley, Besiktas and the agent of Weghorst, because the agent has confirmed to them, I want my player to go to Manchester United. The player doesn't want to play for you. United is willing to compensate you. Then let's see this deal get done and dusted. And I think 10 million euros is really something small for Manchester United. Even if Burnley really wants a permanent buy for Manchester United in the summer, United will accept, because Ten Hag has identified this Dutch striker and has been loving him and following him up for a very, very long time. And with the reputation of really scoring goals, he's really that number 9 that everyone would love to have at his club, to act as that backup striker for the main striker of Manchester United, that is Anton Martial. So after that, today a shocker threw into us, but the source was not all that credible, and obviously we are waiting for the big sources to come out and really tell us what they think about this. Now we are told by Anil Kandola, he's known as the Content, told us that Aston Villa are on the verge of signing Manchester United defender Harry Maguire. And this was seen as unrealistic according to me. Do you know why? Because you can't tell me that a team is really having no money with it to sign players, and they are really letting out one of their defenders they believe is going to take them throughout the season. You get? So, if I was Kandola, the person who reported this story, I would have said Aston Villa on the verge of agreeing a deal with Manchester United defender Harry Maguire to sign him in the summer. That would have been the best way to bring out this story, because in January it's impossible, but in the summer it's going to be possible. Harry Maguire is going to be moved on in the summer by Manchester United because they believe he is not the right kind of player Ten Hag wanted to sign, and is part of those players that Ten Hag talked of United signed that we are average in the past years. He's really average. He's not a player who is worth 100 million euros or 80 million pounds. Now, the first person to rubbish this has been Fabrizio Romano. He contacted sources at Aston Villa. He contacted sources at Harry Maguire and Manchester United, and was told reports of Harry Maguire deal done with Aston Villa are now denied by all parties involved. No negotiations, all talks going on. Maguire is expected to stay at United. The position is very clear. That's what Fabrizio Romano came out and downplayed all those rumors that we are linking this guy to Aston Villa. And I knew this was a joke, because United can't really let him go. You know why? They're having 4 central defenders, and I know what has really brought this to this level is Luke Shaw being played as a left centre-back, but Ten Hag doesn't want to risk his season, and he wants to choose best games that Maguire can go ahead and really play for United and not hurt the team. And that's why you saw him being played in the game of Bournemouth, and he played 90 minutes. That is Erik Ten Hag for you. So Harry Maguire is going nowhere. He's here for keeps, and that story has died a natural death. Obviously, Samuel Lucas of the Manchester Evening News has told us that sources close to Harry Maguire and United say they have found the feverish speculation laughable after Harry Maguire was supposedly spotted in Birmingham over the weekend. Maguire is believed to have gone to the Blefarie to play golf. So, Harry Maguire is really going to start Manchester United, and Samuel Lucas has gone ahead to give us the reason as to why he might find himself out next summer. Although Maguire has fallen down the central defensive pecking order at Manchester United, manager Erik Ten Hag wants to keep him to keep the club captain until at least the end of the season. I know he's going to keep Harry Maguire until the end of the season, and he's going to tell him the truth when we come to the end of the summer. And he has already told him the truth in very many occasions, but Ten Hag speaks in parables that we need the right players with the right mentality. Now, if you're asked, is Harry Maguire the right player at Manchester United? The answer is no. Is his mentality right? No. You know, you might not be the right player for Manchester United, but your mentality might keep you at Manchester United, because we've seen players come at Manchester United, very average, and obviously their mentality has kept them at the club. Look at O'Shea. He was at Manchester United because of his mentality, not because of his talent. Darren Fletcher also, his work rate, not all that talented, but his mentality was in line with what Sir Alex Ferguson wanted. Look at a player called Sylvester. Sylvester was not all that talented player, but his work rate and his hard-working levels on the field of play kept him at Manchester United. There are players like Fellaini. Do you know why he was loved by managers like Mourinho? Was simple. His mentality. He was not the right player to play for Manchester United, but his mentality put him at the club. Look at Freddie. His mentality of working hard is at least putting him at the club. The other manager wants to put him apart. But you can tell me that Harry Maguire has anything close to helping him stay at Manchester United. He doesn't suit anywhere the profile of players that Ten Hag really wants to be in his cast of the central defense next summer. So this summer it's hard for United to move on Harry Maguire. If at all there was money for United to spend, I know they would have gone ahead to buy in another central defender. But no money, that means he's going to stay here and see what is going to happen at Manchester United. So that's a story of Harry Maguire being linked to Aston Villa, dying a natural death, and obviously rubbished by all the credible people around town as far as the news is concerned. Now, let's conclude this story by this official. Manchester United's postponed fixture league match against Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park will now take place on Wednesday, 18th at 8 p.m. GMT. That is it. So, we've been told that that fixture that was really postponed when the Queen passed on, we were going to play Crystal Palace and Leeds. There were two matches that we didn't play. One of those has been really refixed, meaning that we are going to play our game in hand on the 18th after playing Man City. So that means our next three fixtures in the Premier League are Man City at home next weekend, all this weekend, 18th Crystal Palace away, and Arsenal away, meaning that we are going to go to London twice in 4 days. So what does that mean? It means that we need to see to it that we win this other game we have in hand. Because when you look at the Premier League table, it is really great for Manchester United. And I know teams like Manchester City, Arsenal, Liverpool are also going to be playing their games on that date. Between 18th, they are going to be playing a game of football. Look at the table and how it's standing. United is having 35 points and they have played one game less than Tottenham Hotspur. We will win this game of football against Crystal Palace. If at all we win against Man City at home, obviously we would have stretched our lead to 5 points. And there is a possibility that Arsenal beats Tottenham on the 14th or 15th of January. And if at all we win against Man City, that will be 5. We go in and win against Crystal Palace, we would have created an 8-point difference between us and a team called Tottenham Hotspur. For Liverpool, they are already 7 points putting us behind. Although they have a game in hand also, they won't really be in the same vicinity with us. So it shows you how important we need to go out and really win the game of City at Old Trafford. We'll win City, win Palace. Even if we lose at Arsenal, I think that will be okay. 6 out of 9 points will be good for United because these fixtures are coming in thick and fast. That's why we need to get in players on loan. Whether who can come in and really get us into this season or get us through this season, we need every player at Manchester United currently. So that's what I had for you. United is really accelerating talks of Weghorst to come to Carrington. What are your thoughts about it? And obviously Harry Maguire rumors of leaving United in the January transfer window being tarnished and have died a natural death, but he is going to be moved out in the summer. Do you want Ten Hag to move him out in summer? Your thoughts are welcome in the comment section below. What are your thoughts of the new fixture of United playing Aston on the 14th of this month? We play Crystal Palace on the 18th, and then we are playing Man City on the 14th. Crystal Palace on the 18th, and then Arsenal on the 22nd. What are your thoughts about those fixtures? All that in the comment section below. Tell me what your thoughts are about that, and I'll be here waiting to you, and I'll be here waiting for your remarks about what I've talked about. Thank you. May the Almighty God bless you abundantly. We are left with one more video, and I'm coming back with it.